Saving is a defense and investing is offense. Good morning, Internet. This is Vladimir Nimchinov with InvestSteady.com. I help people to roll over their old, underperforming 401ks and invest steady, compound their net worth. Welcome again to this Friday morning live stream. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about my first favorite level of all the wealth game levels. Remember, first is budgeting. Second is protecting your income. Third is starter emergency fund. Okay. Fourth is paying off all consumer debt. Fifth is saving for full emergency fund. So I do like that one. I do like having cash in case something happens. I do like that, but not as much as level number 6 is investing 15% of your income. And this is, to me personally, it's fascinating to see the net worth going up and up and up and up and up. Of course, depending what market is doing, it's $1 here, $10 there, 100 here, 100 there. Every week it's increasing. Every week it's increasing so far. We didn't have a downturn in a while, of course, but I love it. I like it a lot. And it's not per se a love of money, as some might perceive. I just like the wealth game. I just like playing this game. I like getting rent from the tenants. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work up front, rehabbing properties, buying them, getting money to buy them, and then rehabbing them, and then finding a tenant, hopefully a good tenant. So far, I've done only one eviction. It was just recently happened after 10 years of doing this. So it's a good achievement in my opinion. So, but then monthly rent comes in, and next month it comes in again. So I really enjoy that. Like making $1,000 here and there doesn't excite me as much as $100 every month, $200 every month, $1,000 every month coming in. So I really like that. And today that's what we're going to talk about: investing 15% of your income into retirement accounts, hopefully tax advantaged, depending on where you are. So this is the plan. Thank you for joining. So why debt has to be handled before serious investing? Because debt grows faster than your investments and steals your cash flow. You can't build wealth while something is actually actively dragging you backwards. Oh boy. So that is the point. When you do many things at the same time, you have a little progress everywhere, maybe. But if you focus on one thing and you knock out debt, you put your emergency fund in place, then you just focus on maxing out that Roth IRA. And remember, you don't pay taxes on all the growth in there. So that's what I like. I do it for myself and for my wife. And I recommend you do it for last year, because you still can until you pay your taxes or file your taxes. You can do max out last year and this year. So let's do that if you're in this level of wealth game. All right, why 15% is the number that actually moves the needle? Everything less feels safe but doesn't change your future. 15% is the point where time and compounding actually starts working in your favor. And that is the beautiful part of it. It starts compounding every month. You put money. Dollar cost average means you buying when it's up, the market is up, when it's in the middle, when it's down, and vice versa. You just keep investing. Every month, every paycheck, you investing. Doesn't matter what market does, because when it's up, you getting however many shares of that mutual fund. When it's down, you're getting that much more per dollar you spend shares. Okay, and that's where it evens out with the fluctuations of the market at dollar cost averages. And so therefore you're not your price, let's say you bought for 100 and then you bought for 75 and then you bought for 50, it averages out to 75. Okay, and market goes up and it grows and you making more, or it grows more because you were buying at the dips when people panic and sell. That's when you buy. But don't time the market. Timing market is not good. It's very hard to do, even for people who do it 24/7, and let alone people like myself and yourself. So, all right, how consistency beats timing every single time. No one times the market perfectly, but investing regularly means you buy in good times and bad, and that averages out to real growth over decades. Decades is the game, guys. It's not getting rich fast. It's start wherever you are, however old you are. Start putting a little bit after you have done went through all the other levels of wealth game. You don't want to spread yourself thin and invest something while you have thousands of dollars in debt. Get that out of the way. Pay it off. It's gonna take some time, and that's the least favorite level, and for me as well. You know. But once that's done, then you can focus. Then you can focus on investing. All right. Why this step is where generational change starts. This is the first time you're not just surviving or fixing mistakes. You are building something that outlives you and changes options for your kids. So I'm not sure how it was for you. This is how it was for me. It is paycheck to paycheck, except overseas it was once a month. So in the beginning of the month we get paid, or my dad would get paid. We would eat some cold cuts and meats and yummy stuff, pelmeni, for those of you who know. By the end of the month, we eat ramen noodles. Even back then, I was like, man, why don't we just kind of spread it throughout the month, and may not have the lobster tails, which we didn't have lobster tails, but I'm just giving that an example. Instead of eating lobster tails and then chicken feet, why don't we just put somewhere in the middle and eat maybe steak here and there, and maybe some vegetables here and there, and have it kind of more steady. And I tried to do it one time, and my dad kind of vetoed that pretty quick. He wanted those cold cuts. And so depending how you grew up, how your history with money, with your parents with money was, you may or may not have seen a good example. And generally, for most of us, we didn't. But this is where you start making changes to your now generations, to your kids, that they don't see you living paycheck to paycheck. I just spoke to a friend of mine. Oh man, I've known him for years, over 10 years. Yes. So over a decade. We worked together some jobs. We've done some things together. And this is where I'm at. And he just told me he has negative $900 on his checking account because of overdraft. I forgot what it's called. It makes my heart shrink, It's in your hands to do something about it. You can do that. I believe in you. And these steps, what can help you? But you have to make those steps. You have to take those levels one by one. But for that, what do you need to do? You need to do budget. You need to watch what you're spending, and watch what's going out, and work on your income. And he was always making more money than I have, always. Well, unless when we worked together, we were at the same pay. But this is very sobering and very saddening to me to see a friend of mine struggles like that. There's always somebody to blame. You always can blame somebody why you are in the place where you are. But I want to empower you. If you take responsibility, yes, you can do things. You cannot do much about exterior, outside of you, but you can do in you what needs to be done to get to these levels, and take step by step. It's gonna take years if you have a lot of debt. It doesn't matter. What's the alternative? Living paycheck to paycheck all your life, and that's how a lot of people live. And then they go and work at Walmart. Nothing against working at Walmart, but most people, I bet, not doing it out of a desire. Some do. Some get lonely, at older age. But Most people, because they have not made these choices when they were younger, now they have to go and work until the day they die sometimes, unfortunately. All right, let's get to some questions here. Mid-30s and nothing saved for retirement. What should I do? It is very funny when I talk to some young people like 20s. I used to have coworkers that I worked with, and we talked. Our company had 401k with a match, and I was like, do that, free money, and you're making $12 an hour. That 6% we were investing, it's not gonna be a big difference. You're not gonna notice. You're not gonna be like, not gonna be half of your income. And I could not get it to them. So my my goal here is to share my experiences and maybe quick tips to help you take those steps, because time will pass. If you are 18, 20 right now and you're watching this and you think, retirement, I just started my life. But that's the difference. And unfortunately, in 30s, people start thinking about that, like this person. Liverpool. Mid-30s and nothing saved for retirement. What should I do? I'm in my mid-30s and have nothing saved for retirement. Okay. Having children is not an option anymore. Well, okay. Do you have any advice? Thankfully, no debt, and I'm thinking about trying to get a state job with a pension. Thank you. Okay. So, arguably, pension with a state job is good. Okay. Great job not having debt. Mid-30s and no debt is great. You're already above a lot of people who are where you are in, let's say you're at zero, right? Most people here, they're negative with their debt, car payments, not even talking about mortgages. But, well, what to do? What to do is what I'm talking about is to follow the levels of wealth game. Create a budget. See what's coming in and what's going out. Then you will know, okay, this is how much I have that margin that I can do something with, okay? Because that's the only thing you can use to build that net worth to put money into retirement, okay? So when you go to those steps, you have no debt. So next step would be, budgeting, of course. No kids, don't need life insurance, don't need to protect your income. Then emergency fund. You need to save 3 to 6 months of your emergency fund or of your income, of your expenses into emergency fund. So if you make, let's see, what do I need? 3 to 6 months. So if you make $3,000, if it takes you $3,000 a month to live on, so $9,000 would be your 3 months emergency fund, and 18 would be your 6 month. I'm conservative. We have 6 months just sitting in a saving account. But once you're done with that, then you move on to retirement. And retirement is 15% of your income. By all means, depending what your job is. If your job provides 401k or something with a match always beats Roth IRA. So put up to the match. In my previous experience, the company was matching 3% 100% and 3% 50%. I was like, what does that mean? That's so confusing. But when you put 3% of your income into 401k, they would match that 100%. So they put also 3%. Okay? And then on top of that, if you put another 3, they put 50% of that. So I would put, to take advantage of the whole thing, I would put 6% and they would match with 4.5. Okay? So that's, I mean, my income was not amazing, at that time. I probably was making $12, $13. But still, it's percentage of the income that you make, company is giving you, okay? So take advantage of that. Next step would be Roth IRA. So if you, let's say, in my case, right, I put 66% into 401k. Now, for me to have 15% going into my retirement, I have 9 more, and that 9 more I did not know better at that time, to put into Roth IRA. It's a tax advantage account. Money in there grows tax-free for all the years that they are in there, okay? Within that, of course, it's mutual funds. I recommend only few mutual funds, and that's not a recommendation. I'm not your financial advisor, although I could be. But mutual funds is what I recommend because they're less risky, but there are some that outperform S&P 500, which historically was 10 to 12% interest per year. Okay, uh, and that's it. You just enjoy your life. You put your nose into work, and then automate that. 15% going your time every year, every month, every paycheck. You have a little bit going, and it's growing and it's compounding for years. Okay, that is the plan. That is the wealth game. Thank you guys for joining. If you're on your way to work or to the gym, thank you for joining me, and thank you for taking me for a ride with you. Enjoy this content, enjoy this information, make some changes in where you are on the wealth game. Try to level up. All right. Next question. I have saved enough for retirement. I haven't saved enough for retirement. I'm 44 and married, no kids. I have not actively contributed to my 401k throughout my 20s plus year career because I'm dumb and spendthrift for many years. I worked outside the US. I have 68k in my 401k, 26,000 in a brokerage account, and 11,000 in savings. I own a condo and have 10 years left on the mortgage. Mortgage payment is $3,500 per month. Holy moly! I don't know where you live, but that's a lot of money. Our mortgage is a third of that. I can start putting a few $1,000s a month towards savings. Next month, I will make my 2025 IRA contribution for the year. What are some recommendations for what I can do thereafter to help me catch up on retirement planning? Thank you. Okay, a couple things going on here. Remember that $68,000 invested in mutual funds that on a low end bring 10% will double on average every 7 years. Okay, so $68,000 would be almost $140,000 in 7 years. So she would be 51. Okay, at 58, it will double again. So it's gonna be 280. Okay, and then at 60, what is it? We'll just say 9, 8, 75. At 75 will double again. What was it? 280. So it's gonna be $560,000, and that's how money compounds. And that's why I say invest steady, compound your interest. That's without compounding. Well, that's with compounding. I'm sorry. So so there is still time, and if she's gonna now up that by, we'll just say, a few $1,000s a month, that's amazing. I would recommend not only max out previous year, but you have brokerage account, move that money into, you'll have to pay taxes on that, which you put there already. On the growth, you will have to. But if you can take out whatever you invested there and put into Roth IRA, remember, don't put into IRA, put Roth IRA for previous year and for this year. So this money start growing already. In January, it will start growing the whole year versus putting it monthly, okay, if you have a chunk like she has. But if you don't, put aside every month amount that it's going to increase. So this is what I would do. Keep paying condo off, not a big deal. 10 years, you can speed it up as well, because condo have some kind of value, and that's going to be your net worth, and it is your net worth in the equity that you have in it, but it's going to be also paid off, and it's going to be part of your net worth as well when you grow up, when you retire. And there's not going to be any payment. So she's 44. In 10 years, at 54, she will have no mortgage payment anymore. Okay, amazing. And it's $3,500. That's a lot of money. Okay, so this is what, almost $40,000 a year. Almost $40,000 a year. She'll have more. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, I started saving for retirement late, and I don't know what to do to have a comfortable life. All right, so let's read that. My question is regarding retirement planning. Am I screwed Is there any way for me to save for retirement in a way that allows me to actually retire, or will I be working until I die? I have zero knowledge when it comes to retirement planning, and I could use some help. I currently make 60,000, but hope to be making 80,000 within the next 2 years. Also going back to school for MBA through an affordable program I won't need loan for. Okay. I really just want to know how I can plan for retirement. It keeps me up at night. Wow. Well, if it keeps you up at night, that sucks. I mean, that's not good. Of course. So, MBA. Going and getting MBA for free, great. If that's going to increase your income, great. If you're jumping from 60K to 80K, good jump. And then MBA helps, maybe you'll get more. That's amazing. The wealth game is set up this way that it doesn't matter where you are. This is the steps that you need to take. Okay, from budgeting, you haven't put money away yet, and you need to know how you will live comfortably. So if you get to up to 100,000, for example, right, 15K would be 15,000 every year. That's gonna go towards your retirement. Let's see, and 35. Maybe 401k, around 6,000 in credit card debt. So they also have 6,000 in credit card debt. So pay that off. First thing, create a budget. Okay, see if you need protected. If you're single, you don't need to be protected. Your income doesn't need to be protected. 35 is not too late. Nothing is too late, but you can do only what you can do. You made those choices during the younger years, and now you're reaping the consequences, but it's not too late. If you're capable of work, you can do it, okay? So you just need to make changes in how you live from this point on. 20 years was the best time to plant a tree, and the second best time is today. Let's do it today. Pay off the budget. Create a budget, okay? You don't need protection in this case. Put $1,000 into start an emergency fund. Pay off your credit card, pay off all whatever payments you have, whatever debt you have besides your house mortgage if you have one. And from then on, max out or increase your emergency fund up to 3 to 6 months of your expenses. From there, put that 15%. Okay, so it's 15,000 every month. Every paycheck, it goes into retirement, and it accumulates and it compounds. So that's all you can do. You potentially could increase that amount, but then you will be shrinking whatever you can spend, day to day. This is the choices that we can make, but 15% should be good. You can increase your pay. That's the options we have in this situation, or any situation really. It doesn't matter where we are on this wealth game. We can level up. Let's go to the next level. All right. Let's go to the next question. All right. Retirement savings benchmarks. My employer's 401k platform, Fidelity, and some other reading I've done recommending saving double your income by age 35. My wife and I are not going to hit that target, but I'm wondering what's the next target for retirement saving is to see if that is more realistic target. Do people have other recommendation on the multiplier of income should be saved by age? Okay, so benchmarks, great. But you only can do what you can do right now. It doesn't matter what your age, it doesn't matter where you are. If you're underperforming according to the benchmark, what is gonna do for you knowing that? It's either gonna make you sad, woe with me, how bad I'm doing, not like whatever Fidelity says, or you can say, okay, let me put some pep into my step and increase or figure out or pay off debt so I don't owe anything to anybody, and then I can focus on retirement and saving for kids' education, stuff like that. These are the options we have. Let's take those options and do with them the best we can do. Let's do all you can do is all you can do. Okay, next question. I currently make 71K gross. Should I focus on aggressively paying off all my debt, then start aggressively saving for retirement? Max out 401K. Or should I pay down my debt and save for down payment on a house and buy a modest condo and then aggressively save for retirement in my 40s, 50s? Okay, very good questions. Priorities. So really, neither way is wrong or right. Of course, I would say put money into Roth IRA before you max out 401k. But if you can max out 401k, that means you can at least put $2,000 away after your expenses for whatever purpose. So according to the Wealth Game, you would level up from budgeting. You would pay off all your debt. You put emergency fund in place of 3 to 6 months of your expenses. The next step would be putting money into retirement, 15%. Okay. So now the step after that is putting money for kids, and then saving for down payment on your house. But you can rearrange those. For example, if you put $24,000 a year or can put into 401k, that means in 2 years you can have $50,000 down payment on the mortgage. Obviously, depending where you are in the country, that could be enough for a down payment on a house. So you don't do any investing for 2 years until you save up that down payment. You buy a property, okay, and then you go back to the steps of 15% into your retirement, and then saving for kids if you have any. But that's both, like in this question, modest condo, right? Both options are good. Just don't spend 10 years of saving for down payment for condo. First of all, they will go up in price, and you're probably not going to catch up. You're not going to be able to keep up with the inflation and how much that condo will be growing in price. Okay, so it's usually better when you're ready to lock in the price of the property today than save for 5 years, for example. Even if you want to buy in cash and you want to save, let's say $500,000, $100,000 a year towards the property, well, this property in 5 years is going to cost probably $750,000, you know. But if you put that 100 down on it today and buy it at $500,000 with $100,000 down payment, then you will catch up in 5 years and you pay it off. Okay, so you're not gonna pay that much interest per se. All right, welcome to everybody who just joined. If you're on your way to work or you're on your way to gym, welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's go to the next question. How to start saving for retirement in my 30s? Again, the 30s people realize that, okay, I don't have anything going on, let's do it. I, 36 years old female, am just trying to figure out what would be a good company to start a retirement plan with. I've been working since I was 15, wow. But I've never been anywhere longer than 18 months, not wow. Especially since graduating college for an AAS in IT when I was 27. IT jobs seem to be very inconsistent. Companies lose the contracts they're working under, or they decide to outsource, etc. I do Uber, Lyft between jobs, but obviously that doesn't have a retirement plan. What good option for a private plan I can keep with me when moving between employers? Great job, great question. So specifically asking that question, it is Roth IRA. Roth individual retirement account, that's what you can do. It's $7,500 this year, starting this year. So max it out. From there, you just pick whatever you want to invest. You can do Fidelity, you can Vanguard, you can call me. We can set up a brokerage account where you put money and and they grow. The advantage of Roth IRA, of course, it grows tax-free, which we also can set up for you. Let me know if you need help. But from there, brokerage account is the money you can put for your retirement that also will grow. That's the benefit of it. That's money not going to sit there and you're not going to save your way into retirement, but it's actually going to compound over the years that you half still of work. So you're 36, you're probably going to work another 30 years. So it's a lot of compounding. Okay. Oh boy. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Remember to invest steady and compound your interest.